Title: The Chiaroscuro Manor. The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting long, distorted shadows across the desolate landscape. The wind howled through the gnarled trees, carrying with it an unsettling sense of dread. The Chiaroscuro Manor stood alone on a hill, a decrepit relic of a forgotten era. Its crumbling façade seemed to leer menacingly at anyone who dared approach. Caroline, a young and curious journalist, had been drawn to the legends surrounding the manor. Tales of disappearances and strange occurrences had plagued the town for generations. Determined to uncover the truth, Caroline had ventured into the heart of darkness, her camera and recorder her only companions. As she stepped through the creaking front door, the air grew thick with an unnatural chill. The interior was a twisted blend of beauty and decay, with ornate chandeliers hanging precariously from the ceiling, and faded portraits of long-dead residents staring down from the walls. Caroline's footsteps echoed through the empty hallways as she explored further. She stumbled upon a grand ballroom, its once elegant decor now marred by dust and decay. The moonlight filtered through the broken windows, creating an eerie dance of light and shadow that seemed to beckon her deeper into the manor. A sudden noise made her jump, and Caroline spun around, her heart pounding in her chest. From the darkness emerged a figure, cloaked in tattered garments. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and a chilling voice whispered through the air, "Welcome, seeker of truth." Caroline's voice caught in her throat as she tried to speak. The figure beckoned her forward, and she followed, unable to resist its pull. It led her through twisting corridors, each one more labyrinthine than the last. The walls seemed to close in around her, and the air grew heavy with a suffocating dread. Finally, they arrived in a chamber unlike any other. The walls were adorned with grotesque paintings, depicting scenes of unspeakable horror. The figure turned to Caroline, its voice dripping with malevolence. "You wished to know the truth, didn't you? The truth behind the disappearances, the madness that plagues this place." Caroline nodded, her voice a mere whisper. The figure's eyes bore into her soul, and with a wave of its hand, the room came alive. The paintings seemed to come to life, their monstrous subjects writhing and contorting in a macabre dance. The walls pulsed with an unholy energy, and Caroline felt a growing sense of dread. "You see, dear seeker, this manor is a gateway," the figure hissed. "A gateway to the realm of nightmares, where the tormented souls of the lost are trapped for eternity. They hunger for release, and only you can provide it." Caroline's mind raced as the truth began to unravel before her. The disappearances, the legends, they were all connected to the sinister forces that lurked within the manor. The figure extended a bony hand toward her, its eyes blazing with a cruel anticipation. "Will you offer yourself as a sacrifice, a conduit for their release?" it whispered. "Or will you join the countless souls who have met their end within these walls?" Caroline's heart pounded, and a cold sweat coated her skin. She could feel the weight of the decision pressing upon her, the gravity of the horrors she had uncovered. With a trembling hand, she reached into her bag and retrieved a small, ancient-looking amulet. "I won't let you consume me," she declared, her voice surprisingly resolute. She held the amulet aloft, its faint glow pushing back the encroaching darkness. Enraged, the figure let out a blood-curdling scream, its form contorting and distorting as if fighting against an unseen force. The walls shook, and the room seemed to collapse in on itself, the paintings melting away into a swirling void. Caroline stumbled backward, her vision blurring as the room disintegrated around her. And then, with a final, bone-chilling scream, the figure vanished, leaving her alone in the darkness. As the manor crumbled into ruins, Caroline emerged, shaken but victorious. The curse that had plagued the town for generations had been broken, and the souls trapped within the nightmare realm were finally free. But as Caroline walked away from the Chiaroscuro Manor, she couldn't shake the feeling that something lingered in the shadows, waiting to be awakened once more. The line between reality and nightmare had blurred, leaving her forever haunted by the horrors she had witnessed in the heart of darkness. And so the legend of the Chiaroscuro Manor continued to cast its long, morbid shadow over the land, a reminder that some truths are better left buried, and some horrors are too terrifying to be forgotten.